Hi guys, Mike Dixon from Stoneage Bushcraft. We are at the first annual bushcraft show in the Lake District. It's now Saturday. We've been here since Thursday night. What an event. I'll show you where we are. This is Lake Windermere. That is one part of the tented city. Anyone's paying to come for the weekend, this is where they're staying. This is also the launch for the hire canoes. See them there. And we have a stand area just beyond that reed bed. And then another stand area here, which we're going to walk through a bit later when everyone's all set up. It's the jetty I'm standing on. Another launch pad just beyond this little bank for some hire canoes. Then we come back around again. And guys, this is shark tinderbox. Knife sharpening systems. Mark's also doing a demo, knife sharpening. As well as his own leather goods. Fire steels, traditional fire lighting, a lot. Right guys, this is one of the army surplus at the Bushcraft show. Great prices in here. We'll see if we can get in there at a later point. And guys, this is wilderness survival. We've got basketry making there. Hide tanning. See the stall there. And author of the Wilderness Survival Guide. Really put themselves out at this show. Also we got hands-on bushcraft. And green eco-friendly outdoor kit. This is the teepees, made from recycled plastics.
Yeah, we've got one, but
all right.
Because we'd had about 8 bottles of beer when we started tonight.
Oh, we'll get you some too.
Champion, thanks a lot, mate.
These start fights.
Thank you. No worries.
These start fights.
They do, yeah. Cheers,
Put a hole through one bit, and then that bit twisted through, put top of that one. You're not actually thinking of doing that, are you?
Let's have a look at the Woodlife Empire.
Obviously, I'm more stuck when they're alive. True.
What time is it, Alex? When are we on 12? So split that in two. So look how much energy we would have used if we were to use a saw to saw down the grain. So splitting is incredibly efficient, but it's also meaning that if there's any deviation in the grain, our throw actually follows that, so we're keeping all that natural strength in the timber. Two lovely bits of ash there. Oh, makes you go a bit funny when you get nice tips. Well, it does me, I don't know. Oh, you almost can. That cherry, you could almost eat that cherry. This morning we were working with this cherry, I bet it smells. Oh no, it's still there. Pass that round. Give it a good old sniff, and then think of Battenberg cake at the same time. And basically that's what it is. It's very almondy, sort of marzipan smell to it. Obviously you don't like Battenberg. Oh, sorry. So what we'll do now is we'll use the axe. You're going to get a few chickens coming your way, but we're going to take off those corners. This is a Grand Source carving axe. It's got a very aggressive asymmetric grind. It's almost like a side axe. You see how perfect it is for roughing out the bits. So notice how I only work 2/3 of the way up. I didn't want to come in, I could have looked real brave and sort of stupid at the same time and gone in to the top. It's just not worth it. You know? It's far easier to turn the blank than for me to go and find St. John's ambulance. So we'll turn the blank over, trim that corner down. Those little nicks are just to loosen the fibres so that I don't get my axe stuck in the grain. Just a little bit of that in that face. work's done with the axe, we can jump on the shade force now. So this is our sort of vegetable black and leather workbench. So it's a little bit creaky, that's how I feel in the morning. So we'll grip that. It works perfectly sort of in harmony. The harder I pull with the tool, the harder I push with my finger, so it just grips it really naturally. Get it there with a draw knife. We're not just going to put it straight towards me, we're going to increase that sort of guillotine action, and I'm going to put it at an angle towards myself. Get these nice long shades coming off. Now some people sort of cringe when they see me using this tool because they think I'm going to cut myself in two. It's actually relatively safe. As long as I've got two hands on it, my shoulders don't allow me to cut my body. If I let go of it when I'm repositioning the wood, that's when I can cut myself. I can cut the thumb or cut the knee. So we have to be a bit careful when we let go, but as soon as we're holding on with two hands, it's really quite safe. So I'm actually keeping it relatively faceted at the moment. I'm keeping each side pretty much flat, and I'm trying to make each side roughly the same width. And that keeps the piece of wood nice and straight. 32mm that's back. To knock that back in, and then we're going to use the metal spike on this end as a bit of an awl to make our centre mark in the end of our billet.
Do you find the centre just by eye?
Yeah, like when I first started I'd struggle, but years of practice you get your eye in. But what I tend to do is I look from above, I use my tool rest as a sort of straight edge, and I visualise the middle of that section of the billet, and then I turn it 90 degrees and I see if it's in the middle of that plane. So you're basically sort of making two sort of bisecting lines, and that finds the middle. So that's pretty good. So we make a little hole, it's not bad yet. And then we've got a little oil well at the end of the lathe, which has just got some vegetable oil in, and that just helps lubricate the piece of wood when it's spinning on my centres. Now, you might just need to spread just a little bit either one side or the other, because this pole is going to come down on your little head, so you might have to just stand that side. That's it, you're perfect now, you're safe now. So we get the piece of string, hold it between me and a bit of wood, and then we wrap it round 2 times. So we've engaged the power of that pole now. We've basically harnessed the springy power of that pole through the piece of wood and down to this treadle. So every time I push with my foot, the pole comes down and spins that piece of wood towards me. Okay, so we nip that up. That's running nicely now. Cool. So you get these funny little step wedges that go behind my tool rest. Stop it rubbing on my bit of wood. Pop another one in this end. Put my sunnies on. It's a bit bright out here today. We're going to go in there with a gouge first of all. That's going to be the first tool that we use for knocking off those high spots. So we feed that onto the wood. And imagine like a little beaver eating a bit of wooden corn on the cob. I'm going there and I'm making a little bite mark all the way along my workpiece. Now the gouge leaves a very textured surface. So to get that nice and smooth, we go in there with just a standard carpenter's chisel. We're going to slide it along and we're going to iron out all those little wrinkles there. We're going to traverse along. A bit bulkier. Oh, that's not quite chunky. Sometimes that's chunkier handle. That's bird's eye maple red line. That's the standard woodlander. That's 3 inch stock. That's bird's eye maple and that's the blue. It's slightly longer, that's it. Yeah, I tend to keep everything.
Yeah.
Bird's eye maple and blue lines.
You know, coming back to old woodlands again, we put up that.
This is what's so important about it.
That feels right.
The guy in this here bought a knife, ordered it, you know, waited a year and it arrived. He said it just don't fit in his hand. And he said he waited all that time. Can't take cards, we can take checks, or a guy yesterday, he left a deposit, he liked one of the knives in the cabinet, he left a deposit and then we posted it to him. That's like, if you really feel that you want
That is lovely, that one. Yeah.
I really like the bird's eye maple. It's very dense. It's pretty.
Yeah.
But it's very
It is
dense
nice,
hardware in wood as well.
Yeah.
It's a bit choppy on the lake then.
And as you say.
Guys, this is our stand. Gonna get in there yet. Maybe I'll edit in a little bit.